I've seen a lot of posts and comments from people bashing someone else because of the way that they're eating carnivore. Something like um, they're eating cottage cheese and someone says, "Oh, you can't have cottage cheese or other cheese or sour cream or something." Or somebody is they're snacking and they're eating like pork rinds or, beef jerky or something. And somebody's like, "Oh, you shouldn't snack on the carnivore diet." Or there's no reason to eat pork rinds, that kind of stuff. Right. And so, you know, my response to that right here is that it's okay. Don't let somebody tell you that you're doing carnivore wrong because you're snacking, because you're not doing one meal a day or, which is, of course, considered OMAD, or if you're not doing two MAD, if you're eating 3 times a day, let's say, or something, or you eat like 2 meals and then a snack, or one meal and a snack, or just in general that maybe you like to have a snack every once in a while or something. Don't let somebody tell you that that's not okay. Because if that works for you, that's great. It's still eating carnivore. Some people say cheese isn't necessarily carnivore. Some people say it is. If it works for you, keep doing it. Who cares, right? So, I mean, I just don't understand why people have to, comment like for instance, you go on, let's just say Twitter or something, and somebody's posts, a picture of their meal, and maybe they had a small vegetable in there or something, and someone's like, "Oh, well, you're not carnivore because you're doing that." Well, if it works for them and they want to have a little bit, so maybe they're more like ketovore than carnivore, or maybe that's just a one-time thing, and for the rest of the week they're still eating carnivore. Why do you need to complain about that? Why do you need to comment about that? Let that person eat that way. It's obviously better than eating the standard American diet. You know, um, if somebody eats some cheese or even a vegetable of some sort, and they do that instead of eating like French fries that were cooked in seed oil or whatever, or a burger with a bun and all that kind of stuff. Obviously they're eating better than they would have been if they had, something cooked in seed oil and whatever. So, you know, just let that go. Let them eat the way that they're eating, what's working for them. Not everybody's body is the same. Some people can't eat certain foods and other people can eat some, and they'll do it in, a small amounts. Um, for instance, like I found peanut butter is one thing for me. When I eat peanut butter, I have problems, joint pain and so forth. I can't eat it. Um, I used to eat a lot of baby spinach. Same type of thing would happen with the oxalates. I'd have joint pain and so forth. I can't eat it. But somebody else can eat some of that stuff. They can eat a little peanut butter or a little bit of baby spinach, and it doesn't really affect them. And if they want to do that, that's fine. I get that it's not something that technically fits under carnivore, but if that's where somebody is in their journey, then that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Um, we're not all in the same spot in our journey. We're different. Our bodies react to things differently. And it's okay. Just understand that if people are saying to you like, "Oh, that's not carnivore, or you shouldn't eat that way," because maybe you decided to have a small salad once a week or something. Let's just say, I don't know exactly what it would be, but let's just say that's what it is. Don't let them affect you. It's okay if that's the way that the diet is working for you. If that's the way that healthy eating is working for you, then by all means continue to do it. Don't let somebody tell you you can't do it just because that you have something in there that's not carnivore. That's technically not carnivore. The same thing like in the low carb world, I see it even more so with like keto and low carb. Um, Some people will eat something that others like, oh, you really shouldn't be eating that. Well, I mean, I'm sure they're eating a lot better than they were before they went to that lifestyle of eating, right? And um, if they're happy with it and it's working for them, then it should be fine. It shouldn't be a problem. And, I know that I am guilty of eating carbs here and there. Um, Even a couple of weeks ago when I was in the Smoky Mountains, I drank some alcohol a few different times, which is something I don't normally do, but I did. And it's okay, you know. I did eat more carb and drink more alcohol than I should have, and it did affect me. And for me, that's a learning experience, obviously, but um, you know, it's okay. I do better when I don't have any carb. If I'm pretty much just eating beef, eggs, seasoning with salt, and drinking water, that's usually when I feel my best. When I introduce some other things, like maybe some pork and maybe a little bit of carb, like mashed potato or something, that's when I don't feel quite as well. So I know that I should probably just eat beef, salt water, maybe eggs, whatever. But I don't always do that. And it's okay. That's just the way I am with my journey and where I am right now. A couple months from now, a year from now, it may be completely different. I might not eat any of that stuff at all. And that's okay too, because that's just where I'm at in my journey. And, we should be respectful to others. And, if somebody is eating a little bit differently than you, that's okay. Going from the standard American diet to eating healthy is hard to do. It sometimes we need to eat a little bit of carbs still, just, in part of our transition. Other people just either it's easier for them to just go straight into it, or maybe that's what they have to do because they find themselves cheating too much. So they just go straight into it with no carbs. But everybody is different. And, again, it's tough, going from being used to eating all kinds of carbs and cake and sugar and all that and trying not to do that anymore. And we should be supportive of somebody that is trying to do that, trying to eat healthy, instead of, pointing out that they're not doing it right or whatever. We should just be supportive. And that's one of the things that I really liked about the carnivore community, is that it seems like people are very supportive of one another. And I think overall, that is what you see. Today, I'm just bringing this up because I do see some comments here and there, not necessarily towards me or anything, but towards other people. I'll see comments that probably kind of deter people, especially if they're early on in their journey. And I don't think that that's intentional when someone makes that comment, but it can be that way. It can be perceived that way. And I think that we should just be more open and understanding and really encouraging to people that are doing the carnivore diet, especially if they're early on and they're still experimenting and still finding their way. So let me know in the comments what you think about, this topic, I guess, right?